magnificent. What a strike that is. The fight starts now!
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! How do you like it?
Close the show. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Well, across the boxing landscape in 2022, not many stars shine bigger or brighter than Texas's own Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez. He won titles, he took down legends, he put multiple weight divisions on notice, and Bam is back in a big way this Saturday night on DAZN against Cristian Gonzalez. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Justin Shackle welcoming you to San Antonio, Texas, as we get started with Matchroom Boxing's Fight Week press conference ahead of Rodriguez-Gonzalez this Saturday on DAZN. Last year was a breakout year for Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez. He captured the WBC Super Flyweight title, made 2 quick title defenses against stiff competition, all of which happened in roughly a 7-month span. And then what did he do after that? He vacated the WC belt in order to try and go back down to 112 and become a 2-division world champ at flyweight. Standing in his way this Saturday, 23-year-old Mexican Cristian Gonzalez, who's tall, rangy, and has earned his rating as the #2 fighter by the WBO after 9 consecutive victories. The vacant WBO flyweight title on the line, the main event this Saturday on DAZN. MJ Akhmadaliev makes his 4th title defense in the co-feature, and a juicy matchup at 126 between Ray Savage Ford and Jesse Magdaleno. All that and more, including our Before the Bell card. Some of those fighters are on stage now. Without further ado, let's kick off the press conference with Matchroom Chairman Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Justin, and welcome to everybody here in San Antonio, live across the Matchroom Boxing and DAZN social platforms. Of course, a massive night of boxing this Saturday in San Antonio, live on DAZN around the world, fresh off the back of an incredible night at the O2 Arena that saw the return of Anthony Joshua. Of course, this card this week, coming up April 22nd, Rakimov against Cordina, fantastic night of boxing. And then Guadalajara, Canelo Alvarez against John Ryder. Katie Taylor returns to Dublin against Chantel Cameron, 2 undisputed champions. And of course, Lee Wood rematches Maurizio Lara. An incredible lineup on DAZN with many more to come. This card in San Antonio on Saturday, in my opinion, one of the cards of the year from top to bottom. 4 tremendous fights on the main broadcast, of course, a double world championship, a double header as well. But the Before the Bell action, so many big fights, so many great fighters on the card as well. Rafael Ibakwe as well, Ricardo Lopez, Jesus Martinez, Israel Madrimov, Mark Castro, Khalil Ko. Some tremendous talent, and we'll talk to those now. Jesus, firstly for you, they tell me a very tough fight for you on Saturday, which is quite unique in your position as a young man coming through, but ready for a tough test on Saturday night in San Antonio.
Oh, yes, absolutely. First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN, and all my team, ISG, RGBA, and my family. You know, this camp, like I said, I want to thank them because this preparation for this camp, we took it to the next level, and I believe Saturday night you're going to see exactly that, me at the next level.
How did you find those opening fights in your career? Back-to-back, quite quick as well. You know, pretty tough fights as well. Had the chance now to work with Robert Garcia and the team. Can't say matured you because it's been a short career, but certainly put you in a good position ahead of a tough test on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. like I said, I'm just maturing and everything, and I'm just looking forward to putting on a great show. In camp, we took it to the next level, and I just can't wait. The guy that we have in front of us, he's a good, solid fighter coming off with 2 good wins, but that's only going to bring my A game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, one of the top young prospects in boxing. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday night. Khalil Ko, welcome. Opponent change recently for you, but a great fight again. Your opponent, 100% knockout ratio of victories as well, and big fight for you at the weekend. Looking great shape, ready to perform again here in San Antonio.
Definitely, he's coming, he's 6 knockouts, he's bringing a lot of power, and it's a great step up, a challenge for me, I'm going to go in and have fun.
What's been the difference for you? We know the first part of your career was up and down. You had that draw, you missed weight a couple of times, but recently you've been very consistent. You look great physically as well. Really got everything together in your career, ready to make a big charge in 2023.
Definitely, I had to take a step back and evaluate my situation, my team, everyone who was there, and make some changes for the better, and as you can see, we've been going up.
Look forward to an explosive matchup between you and your opponent on Saturday night. This fight I can't wait for. Mark Castro, who in my opinion, one of the top young prospects in world boxing, ready to move on to championship rounds in 2023. Ricardo Lopez, welcome, his opponent on Saturday night. Ricardo, your man who made this fight came up to me in the lobby and said, we got a great fight on Saturday because you've got what sometimes you haven't had in your career, which is notice. You've had plenty of notice, 2 months of it to take on Mark Castro, and they believe you're here to win on Saturday night.
No, pues, primero que nada, soy Richie, soy de Tijuana, muy contento, la verdad, de estar en una cartelera soñada, estoy viviendo mi sueño. El sábado me va a conocer todo el mundo, el sábado van a saber quién soy, de dónde vengo. No voy a permitir que nadie me quite mi sueño, ni que me quiten mi plato de comida. Estoy súper contento de estar en una cartelera así, la verdad, estoy súper contento y voy a vivir mi sueño, lo voy a completar el sábado.
Yeah, so, I've come here from Tijuana. It's a dream that I'm kind of living out my dream right now on Saturday. I think on Saturday I'll become known throughout the world, and I won't allow anyone to take not just this dream, but the food off my table. And I'm just delighted that I'm going to complete my dream, to realize my dream on Saturday.
Thank you, Ricardo. Mark, welcome. Things starting to get serious for you now. You've looked sensational lately, been on some massive cards, another great card on Saturday, but an opponent that has plenty of notice, plenty of ambition, there to try and take your O on Saturday night.
Yeah, most definitely. I just like to thank Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, DAZN, but more importantly, yes, Saturday, I got a tough opponent. He's going to be ready. He comes from a great camp, and that's what we're here for, to step up.
As you look to go towards 10 rounds later in the year as well, this kind of level opponent with this ambitious, perfect preparation to take you to those tougher fights, obviously not looking past Saturday, but you need to get through these kind of challenges to push yourself to the championship rounds.
Yes, most definitely. But the fights are won in the gym, and I've been in the gym training, and I know I'm prepared, and you'll see Saturday night.
We've pushed you hard. You've been on all these big shows as well. Your profile's gone through the roof. I see every time you fight, you do your own open workout in Fresno. You've got a huge fan base there as well. Is that the plan for you to start moving to championship fights and headline back in Fresno perhaps later in the year?
Most definitely. I know that I have a hardcore fan base in Fresno, and they're massive supporters, and why not bring a fight to Fresno?
Well, look forward to a cracking fight before the bell. Mark Castro, one of the shining lights of US boxing, against Ricardo Lopez, here for a war on Saturday night from Tijuana. And it's so unusual to see a fighter of this pedigree in this position in a world championship go on the before the bell section. But added fairly late to this card, Israel Madrimov and his opponent, Rafael. A great opportunity for you. I know you train here in Texas as well, and a massive fight for you on Saturday night against someone that's right on the verge of fighting for the World Championship in Israel Madrimov.
Man, I'm excited, man. Thank you for having me. But like I already told myself, I didn't take this fight to come in to lose. I'm very confident. I spar our world champions on a daily with Regis Prograis, Oshaki Foster, Austin Trout, and not to take nothing away from him, but I know he's not better than either of the people I just named. So I'm excited. I'm not taking nothing away from him, and let him not take nothing away from me. But
obviously in boxing, you're one win away from completely changing your career, your life, and that's what would happen for you on Saturday, isn't it? You beat this guy, all of a sudden you're in line for a shot at the World Championship at 154 pounds.
Oh, that's the plan. Like I said, I'm not coming here to lose.
Look forward to seeing action. Rafael, Israel, welcome. It's been a frustrating period from you. The 2 fights with Michael Soro, now really mandatory for the World Championship, but good to get out, good to get active, and must be focused on Saturday night.
Израил, был тяжелый год, ситуация ссора, ты как бы готов к чемпионскому бою, но хороший шанс для тебя выйти, встряхнуться и так далее.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hello. Thank you for fight my promotion, World of Boxing Matchroom at here. I'm ready. I was all-time training and stay ready because now fight week. I'm happy to be here again, Texas. Last time Texas, I was fighting great fight because I show him again great fight, inshallah.
Excellent English, Israel.
Thank
well
you.
done, well done. Can you just ask Israel, his opponent's phone just went off there as well. Does that make him more angry? Does that make him look for the knockout on Saturday night?
Ты зол на своего соперника? Хочешь нокаутировать его в эту субботу?
Watching. I'm fighting for fans, for my country, for my family, because only fighting is great, is fans and happy. I'm happy too.
And final question as well. You're in a position to fight for the World Championship. You want that later in the year, so no room for mistakes on Saturday night. Take care of business and move on to fight for the World Championship.
У тебя на кону стоит бой за титул чемпиона мира. Ты не имеешь права на ошибку в эту субботу. Ты должен побеждать и двигаться дальше. Такое твое намерение?
Да, иншаллах, у меня бой, как его, главное сейчас готовы и покажем хороший бой. И дальше посмотрим. Иншаллах, я готов к чемпионскому титулу.
Eddie, you know, I was asking for the World Championship fight for the debut, so I'm thinking about that fight all the time. But right now, for me, is only one priority: is this Saturday and my opponent. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Rafael, as well. These guys up here, good enough to have their own card on Saturday night. As to the strength of the card in San Antonio, this is the before the bell section before we go to the main card shortly. Tremendous lineup. Jesus Martinez, Khalil Coe, Mark Castro against Ricardo Lopez, and Israel Madrimov on the verge of a world championship fight at 154 pounds against Rafael Mbakwe as well. Tremendous before the bell action, live on DAZN around the world. We're going to have photos up here and then move on to the press conference for the main card.
We're going to see these fighters face off, at least the two facing one another on stage. Before the card gets going here locally, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern time before the bell in the zone. There you see Jesus Martinez, who's looking sharp up there. Starting us off, he'll be going up against Jose Lopez. Khalil Coe taking on James Quitter. And you see Coe and Martinez with Eddie in between. Coe trying to improve to 5-0-1, and for Jesus Martinez, just 18 years of age, fighting on his third Matchroom card. Also Mark Castro and Ricardo Lopez. Castro trying to maintain that undefeated record, looking to improve to 10-0. Big step up here for him after a terrific 2022 where he kind of experienced everything, and he ended it with pure dominance. Had a vicious knockdown and knockout on the Canelo Triple G undercard, then came back on the Chocolatito Estrada 3 undercard and impressed in that one as well. Ricardo Lopez, meanwhile, 16-6-3, and had full notice. That was big. You heard him talk about that in the Q&A with Eddie. So it'll be Castro and Lopez, and then here the main event, late edition, Israel Madrimov, 8-0-1, going for his 7th win in the U.S. against Rafael Mbakwe from nearby Houston. Talked about some of the boxers that he works out, trains with, some champions, Regis Prograis among one of them, trained by Dwight Pratchett. Good boxing scene in the city of Houston. It'll be Madrimov and Igbokwe in the main event. Again, a late addition here to the Before the Bell card, but a really good one. And for Madrimov, his first action since July. We know the two fights with Michael Suro, and Madrimov has been out of action since last July on that night in London at the O2. Only 9 matches as a pro, but he has been gaining experience rounds and terrific championship quality rounds. That one will be for 10 rounds between Madrimov and Igbokwe. As you take a look at the Riverwalk here in San Antonio, this is where it's going to be going down at Boeing Center at Techport Saturday night. That's the Before the Bell card. The full lineup starting us off with Jesus Martinez and Jose Lopez all the way through with Madrimov and Igbokwe. That one's going to be a middleweight contest. Madrimov traditionally a 154-pounder. Castro and Lopez over 8 rounds, and Khalil Ko, who was originally supposed to be rematching Aaron Katzberg, who Ko earned a majority draw against about 2 years ago or so. He was trying to look for redemption, tried to avenge that lone blemish on his resume, but Kasper pulling out late due to an illness, so Quitter stands in with Khalil Ko. So that is a terrific Before the Bell card, all leading up to what we'll be seeing at 8 p.m. Eastern on DAZN, beginning with Thomas Matisse and Ramiro Cesena. Fighters are on the stage. We go back to Eddie.
Well, welcome back. As I said, for me, one of the cards of the year this Saturday in San Antonio, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. Part of an incredible schedule of fights over the next couple of months on DAZN. And we have 2 more press conferences for you. These 2 fights, and then we move into the World Championship fights as well. And 2 tremendous fights for your entertainment. Ramiro Cesena and, of course, Thomas Matisse, after an incredible Fight of the Year performance from you, Thomas, last time out in Cleveland. Ramiro, firstly for you, welcome. You come to this fight with a great reputation of an all-action fighter. He's coming off a Fight of the Year last year. We expect a great fight on Saturday.
Ramiro, bienvenido en primer lugar. Vienes con una muy buena reputación. También tu oponente ha tenido como pelea del año. Tenemos que esperar un gran espectáculo el sábado por la noche, supongo, ¿no?
Sí, la verdad que vengo desde México, Baja California Sur, y como todo buen mexicano vengo dispuesto a entregar una guerra y espero y esté listo para él para dármela, porque vengo dispuesto a todo.
Yes, so first and foremost, I come here from Baja California del Sur, and I'm like any Mexican, completely ready for war. So I hope he's ready also for war, because that's what he's going to get on Saturday night.
We've seen so many Mexican fighters gone slightly under the radar. You look at Mauricio Lara, you look at Eduardo Nunes, you look at Tashier Ferrero, who's here as well, and you look at fighters that have just needed their opportunity to break through to the televised scene, the world scene. Is this your moment on Saturday night?
Sí, hemos visto muchos mexicanos que quizás no son muy conocidos, como Mauricio Lara, Eduardo Núñez, también Fierro, que está aquí con nosotros hoy. Todos ellos necesitan como el chance, ¿no? La oportunidad de pelear y estar en la televisión, estar también en un nivel mundial. Es tu oportunidad el sábado para demostrar lo que puedes hacer a un nivel mundialista.
Sí, así es. Como dice, necesitamos este tipo de peleas para demostrar el talento que tenemos, las ganas, el hambre que tenemos de ser reconocidos como buen mexicano. Entonces yo creo esta pelea con Matisse es el escalón que yo necesito para que volteen a verme.
Yes, of course. I think it's, as you say, I think we always need this opportunity to show the talent that we've got, to show that hunger, that desire we have to become known. And as a good Mexican, I feel like this is my stage to go up and the next level, let's say, and to show what I can do.
Thank you, Romero. Gunner boy, Thomas Matisse. Last time it was you versus Puerto Rico. This time it's you versus Mexico. You got a hungry young man down here on the left.
I'm hungry too.
Good. You ready? You ready for this on Saturday night? I think it's going to be a war.
Of course. I am war. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm the O collector. So I'm going to borrow that O.
You've got a huge amount of experience in your career. You've been thrown in the deep end. You had that opportunity last time out in Cleveland. You got the win. part of the Matchroom team now as well, and all of a sudden slightly become the hunted in this fight as well. And same applies for you. Victory on Saturday puts you in a great position for all the big fights at 140 in your weight class.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been in his shoes before, so, I mean, I know he's coming to fight. You know, I've been in his shoes multiple times, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, I'm sure he trained and fully prepared. I'm for sure trained and fully prepared. And I said, you know, I don't want to see I don't want to see the judges Saturday night. So, you know what I come to do? You know, like I said last time, I'm trying to hurt something. That's it.
Well, opening up the broadcast, tremendous fight. Thomas Matisse against DAZN on Saturday night. Love, love, love that fight, as I do this fight. For me, this may be my favourite fight on the card on Saturday night because it's a real crossroads fight. And I love a situation where you have a great young talent like Raymond Ford and his team that just quite simply want all the smoke. Doesn't matter who it is, Maurizio Lara, Josh Warrington, Lee Wood, he's calling them all out. All of a sudden, we get a phone call from Jesse Magdaleno, one of the top fighters at 126 pounds. He says, I want an opportunity to get myself back fighting for the World Championship. The team spoke. It's one of those where you say, Ray Ford's not going to take this fight, is he? You know, why is he going to fight someone like Jesse Magdaleno? Jesse Magdaleno's not going to take this fight. Why is he going to fight a young prospect? And both of them said yes, and thank you both for taking this fight. Jesse, I'm going to start with you. This is a great fight. You know, this is young man. He's a tremendous young talent. He's never boxed at your level before. He's wanted that chance, that opportunity, and you want to get back fighting for world championships as well. Must win for you on Saturday night.
Yes, most definitely, you know, but first of all, I'd like to thank God, you know, for giving me the opportunity, you as well for giving me the opportunity, Matchroom, of course, for giving me the opportunity to be here, my team. But, yeah, like you said, both teams said yes to this fight, and we're ready. We're ready for this this Saturday night. We're going to put on a great show, and you never know, we might even steal the show.
You look at this young man, I'm sure you've studied him and your team studied him as well. Great talent, technically very gifted as well. What do you have to do on Saturday night without giving the game plan? Is it about experience? Is it about the dog in you? You've got to take him to some dark places in there on Saturday night? Or how do you beat this young man on Saturday?
It's all that, you know. It's all that, the experience, the dog in me, the hunger that I have in me, you know. I've been through some bad times, and you know, I'm ready to let the world know who I am, and it's to be back at the top, you know, and I'm not settling for nothing less than that.
With his world rankings as well, and yours as well, victory for you on Saturday, pretty much guaranteed to land a shot at the 126-pound title as well. So a massive chance to get back on track for all the big fights.
Most definitely, you know, that's all in my head. That's all I've been thinking about, and like I said, I'm not settling less for nothing but victorious. And Saturday night, my hand will be raised as victorious.
Thank you, Jesse. Ray, I said to you earlier, you know, I remember when you came into the office in New York, you were a very, very young man and slightly shy, but you told me you were going to be a great fighter. I saw something in you. I truly believed you were going to be a great fighter. I've been telling people about you for years and years, and on Saturday night, as good as you are, I'm nervous for you because you're one of our guys, and you started this journey with us in America. You've wanted this opportunity for a long time. It's well beyond the level you've boxed before. Raymond Savage Ford, you ready on Saturday night to show the world how great you are?
Of course, I'm always ready, you know. Man, this is nothing new, man. This is just another fight. He's just another fighter. We know he got the experience and things like that. My last opponent had experience, so people gonna say whatever they want. They act like I'm not supposed to be winning these big fights, or like I'm just supposed to stay at this level for like my whole career. Like all the greats got to go through this. All the greats done fought somebody that was a former world champion before they got to the actual title. So now it's just my turn.
We saw in your last fight, which was a tremendous knockout as well, what you've been doing a lot of your career is completely outboxing people, but then you went through the gears and you stepped on him and you knocked him out, and that is something that turns you into a star in the sport. Is that just a case of maturing and also building your man strength and your confidence as well? Do you think you have the ability and the strength to go through this guy on Saturday night as well?
For sure. I'm definitely, as you've seen, like I rarely took a step back in that fight. I'm getting more comfortable in the pocket. I'm not really worried about getting hit as much now. I've been working on a lot of different things in camp, and like I'm sparring top-notch competition, so I'm ready for this. And it don't matter what nobody say. I know I'm ready for this. I wouldn't have took this fight if I wasn't ready for this. I've been calling out for this type of stuff. These are the type of fights that's gonna make me get up and get active. So I'm well prepared, and we back in San Antonio, man. I feel like I'm the Fresh Prince of San Antonio. I love coming here, even though they might boo me a few times, but hopefully y'all get to like me. But we coming here to dominate, and that's what we're going to do.
And finally, as well, you talk about that camp and iron sharpens iron, Shakur, Keyshawn as well, all bringing each other through, and you guys could well be the future of this sport in this country.
Definitely. We definitely the future. A lot of great, definitely Jersey, Khalil, he definitely the future too. But yeah, man, that camp right there, like this probably was my best camp. We went to Vegas, got a little bit of Jesse Magdaleno air, got a few rounds in with a few of his sparring partners. Sent a couple guys over there to spy on him and things like that. But nah, all in all, like this is gonna be a great fight. Like I'm excited for this fight. We put the work in, and I'm ready.
Well, thank you all. Two tremendous fights, we said before. Matisse against DAZN and Raymond Ford against Jesse Magdaleno. Really an unofficial final eliminator for the World Championship. Tremendous matchup at 126 pounds. We're going to have head-to-heads up here, and then we'll go to our double World Championship press conference. Thank you.
Ford Magdaleno crossroad fight personified there. Ray Ford just turned 24 last month. Jesse Magdaleno, the former world champion, is 31 years of age. She has just one fight over the last several years, trying to build himself back up. But first, what you see on stage there, Thomas Matisse and Ramiro Cesena. I like the line that Matisse gave. He's the O-Hunter. And it's been 5 months that are trending upward. The last 5 months, we should say, for Thomas Matisse. Signed with Matchroom in December after scoring the biggest win of his career the month prior when he took down the previously undefeated Christian Tapia. Matisse, 32 years of age. Cesena, 23. This is his first fight in the U.S. He's fought twice outside Mexico before. Those other two took place in Dubai. But there you see Ray Ford, Jesse Magdaleno. Ford 13-0-1, 7 knockouts. Enjoyed a terrific 2022 to put himself in this position to take on the former world champ, Jesse Magdaleno, 29-1 with 18 knockouts, 12 rounds at 126 pounds. Good build up there. Ford looking to pick up his biggest win to date. We've heard him call out Mauricio Lara, Lee Wood, not shy about calling out for big shots at some of the best at 126. He is inching closer toward that world title shot. Magdaleno looking for a 5th straight victory. It is Southpaw versus Southpaw in that matchup between Ford and Magdaleno. And Ray Ford said he'd enjoyed coming to San Antonio. No stranger on the last BAM card. Rodriguez Rungvisai here in San Antonio. Ray Ford outpointed Richard Medina, a complete performance at Techport there. Of course, coming off an 8th round knockout over Zakaria Lucas on November the 12th on the Love Spark undercard. And that's what you see in the main card beginning at 8 p.m. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, that is, on DAZN. Matisse Cesena leading us off. Ray Ford, Jesse Magdaleno in a terrific battle at 126 pounds. And then the co-feature for the WBA IBF Super Bantamweight World title. MJ Akhmadaliev back in action and back in San Antonio, taking on Marlon Tapales, all leading up to the main event for the vacant WBO flyweight world title. Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Cristian Gonzalez. Akhmadaliev returning to action here in 2023. His last in action at Techport back in June of last year. This will be his fourth title defense as he takes on Tapales. Let's go back to the stage with Eddie Hearn.
Well, welcome back, guys. As you saw there, just a tremendous, tremendous fight card on Saturday night. The before the bell action, those two fights that we just saw, and of course the World Championship doubleheader that we are about to introduce this Saturday in San Antonio. Very limited tickets remain, all live on DAZN around the world. For me, one of the cards of the year, top to bottom. And let's talk about the unified super bantamweight world championship first. The WBA and the IBF World Championship between MJ Akhmadaliev and mandatory challenger Marlon Tapales. This is going to be an absolute war on Saturday night. Uzbekistan against the Philippines. And of course, we know what is coming. A shot at the winner of Inoue against Fulton for the undisputed 122-pound championship. And the winner of this, I believe, will go on and have that major fight later on this year. Marlon Tapales, welcome. I look at you and I think we're going to get a great fight on Saturday night. Talented, hungry, ready for war, ready for your opportunity to become world champion.
Of course, yes. I want to say thank God for giving me this opportunity to fight the championship, and all my team, we're working hard for this fight, and yeah, we're ready.
You've been there before, you've been champion before. This guy is a special fighter. Very few professional fights, but already unified as well. You believe you have the experience and the heart to dethrone him on Saturday?
Yeah, we're prepared for his skills. He's a good boxer. He's very talented. But you know, we're preparing. You know, for our camp is very good camp, and we spar a lot of boxers that are good too. And I know that I'm prepared for this fight.
I know the challenge ahead is Saturday, but beyond that, the winner of this fight will walk into an undisputed fight for several $1 million as well. We know this is a tough sport. You've been grinding for many years as well. This fight means everything for you on Saturday, not just to win and become unified, but also a potential shot at undisputed as well.
Yeah, this is very big for me for this opportunity, and for my career too. It's a big change for my career for this fight.
Well, I know that Sean Gibbons and the Gibbons family over there have been telling me you're going to give us a great fight on Saturday. They've also told me you're winning this fight. They 100% believe in you. And the man you have to beat, MJ Akhmadaliev, welcome. MJ, these are the kind of fights that we've wanted to see you in for a while, because these are the kind of fights where we really will see the best of you.
MJ, привет. Это как раз тот бой, в котором мы увидим лучшее, все твои лучшие качества. Это тот самый бой.
Салам алейкум. Hello, everybody. Я очень рад в Техасе, да. Конечно, я 100% на этот бой готов. Иншаллах, в этом спорту я покажу красивый и зрелищный бокс.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I'm super happy to be in Texas again and being in San Antonio. And God bless. I'm prepared. I'm ready to showcase myself this Saturday and show my best skills, boxing, and great fight.
Obviously, the aim with yourself and Vadim and World of Boxing has always been to be the undisputed champion. You're already unified as well. Victory on Saturday could take you to that fight against Inoue or Fulton. So, without doubt, the most important fight of your career this weekend.
Изначально цель была всегда твоей команды, это абсолютный чемпион мира, и сейчас как бы у тебя на кону все стоит в этом бою. Если ты победишь в этом бою, то ты выходишь на абсолютного. Твой фокус на этом бою, ты сфокусирован на этом бою?
Конечно, я фиксирую на этот бой. Это моя мечта стать абсолютным чемпионом мира, да. Но сейчас моя цель на эту субботу показывать хороший бой, красивый и зрелищный бокс хочу показывать.
Yeah, obviously Undisputed is a dream of mine that had been always there, you know, but right now I'm fully concentrated and I'm focused on this fight. And I want to show excited, great fight against a great fighter, you know, it's going to be a great fight.
Well, thank you very much, both of you. An elite matchup for the Unified World Championship on Saturday night. MJ Akhmadaliev against Marlon Tapales, as is this one, the WBO World Flyweight Championship, an opportunity for San Antonio's own to make more history and become a two-division world champion in his hometown. But in front of him, his opponent, Cristian Gonzalez, welcome. A massive opportunity for you. Important to say, you've earned this opportunity. You're number one ranked. You were the guy who the WBO ordered for this fight, and a chance for you to become world champion on Saturday.
Bienvenido en primer lugar, Cristian. Es una oportunidad enorme para ti el sábado, pero es una oportunidad que también has ganado porque eres el número uno en el ranking de WBO. Entonces es una oportunidad enorme para convertirte en campeón del mundo el sábado.
Buenas tardes. Antes que nada, gracias por la oportunidad. Creo que como lo dijo, me lo he ganado y estoy dispuesto a dar todo arriba del ring para conseguir esa corona.
Yeah, so first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity. I think, as we say, I've earned this opportunity and I'm willing to give absolutely everything in the ring to gain this crown on Saturday night.
We know that Mexicans always come with lots of heart. This young man is a special fighter. He's in his hometown. You have to really take him to the trenches on Saturday night into a war to become world champion.
Sí, obviamente sabemos que tú eres mexicano y también él es muy querido, está peleando en casa. Sabemos que le tienes que llevar a sitios muy difíciles y convertir en la pelea en una guerra el sábado para coronarte campeón del mundo.
Sí, claro, sabemos de las cualidades que tiene. Estuvimos trabajando fuerte, tenemos una buena preparación. Digo, arriba del ring un buen mexicano siempre brinda todo y va a ser una tremenda guerra.
Yes, we've been studying him. We understand his qualities. We've been working hard in our training camp. And as a Mexican, I'm going to give absolutely everything to try and become world champion on Saturday night.
Thank you, Cristian. To the man on my right, every now and again, a special fighter comes along. You get an opportunity after an incredible 2022. Many people's fight of the year now. A reset, a change in weight class, a chance to make history. Legacy fight for you to become a two-division champion in San Antonio. We expect a tough fight against Mexico for you last time out, and tough fight on Saturday night for sure.
Of course, but most importantly, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back in the ring, doing what I love to do. Come Saturday night, I'm gonna put on a show like I always do. Come Saturday, I have the opportunity to become San Antonio's first two-division champ, so it'll make that moment that much more special. So I'm really excited to show out.
How have you found that change in weight as well? I know it's only a few pounds, but you know, you got comfortable up there. We saw you like to enjoy yourself on the downtime as well, but have been fighting before at light fly as well. You feel really comfortable at flyweight at the championship weight for Saturday?
Yeah, I'm already at 115. If I was fighting 115, I would have been on weight already. I just came into camp more disciplined. I was a little more in shape when I went into camp as well. So come Saturday night, I'm ready. I was in camp for 10 weeks. Away from my family, away from the people I love. So I've sacrificed a lot for this camp, and come Saturday night is going to show.
Do you feel the pressure at all to win in spectacular style on Saturday? I know winning's important, but when you talk about the special fighters, I guess the expectancy of you now has gone through the roof. You know, before when you fought Rungvisai's, is it a step too much? People are expecting you to go and dominate on Saturday night. Is that important to you as well?
Of course it's important. I want to go out there and show everyone that I'm still, you know, Bam Rodriguez. After my last performance, a lot of people wrote me off, so I have that chip on my shoulder. But, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready to show out. This is what I do every time I step in the ring. I'm a whole different person in that ring, and it shows.
And finally, for you as well, chance, as you said, to become San Antonio's first two-division world champion. This belt, your first at flyweight, the plan to capture all of those belts and as quickly as possible.
Of course, all the belts, that's what I want. Any champion at 112, let's unify, let's make these fights happen, let's give the fans what they want. And I'm ready for whoever, anyone at 112, step up to the plate.
let's make it happen.
Well, San Antonio's own Jesse Rodriguez, a chance to become a two-division world champion on Saturday night. The first from San Antonio against Cristian Gonzalez, the mandatory challenger for the WBO World Championship. As we said before, MJ Akhmadaliev against Marlon Tapales. Absolutely mouthwatering unified World Championship matchup. Ray Ford against Magdaleno. And, of course, Thomas Matisse against DAZN, plus all the before-the-bell action as well. This card, top to bottom, one of the best of the year. If you're in the arena at the Techport on Saturday, congratulations. You're going to have an unbelievable night. If you're watching live on DAZN around the world, congratulations. The best platform in boxing. Just two things to tell you. The weigh-in will take place in here tomorrow at 1 p.m. And Saturday, don't forget, everybody in this room, we have our first Fight Day 5K. We'll be meeting to run 5K to feel good for Saturday night. Fighters, young fighters, fans, older generation. Any pace you want, Saturday, Fight Day 5K, no excuses. I cannot wait for Saturday night. We're going to give you one of the best boxing nights of 2023. We'll see you in San Antonio. Take care.
Well, the fighters clearing. They're about to face off with Eddie on stage. Tell you what, some lines to take away from Jesse Bam Rodriguez as he made his comments. You could obviously see the focus he has, that goal to become two-division world champ, but also operating with that chip on his shoulder, because there were some who felt that Israel Gonzalez fought a closer fight than the judges' scorecard indicated on the Triple G and Canelo pay-per-view back in September. Bam Rodriguez operating with a chip on his shoulder here. MJ Akhmadaliev operating with 2 titles on his shoulders. WBA, IBF Super Bantamweight World Champ, making his 4th title defense against the former champion, Marlon Tapales, who is trying to become a 2-division world champion. It is Southpaw versus Southpaw. MJ Akhmadaliev and Marlon Tapales exiting the stage. Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Cristian Gonzalez in our main event on Saturday night from Boeing Center at Techport. 12 rounds for the vacant WBO flyweight title. Bam Rodriguez trying to become the youngest active 2-division world champion. He's become an excellent jabber, a marksman when it comes to punch accuracy. He has all the angles, and he got better as the stakes grew higher last year. Gonzalez trying to capture a 10th straight win. He holds nearly a 4-inch height advantage and a similar edge in reach. Whomever comes away victorious on Saturday would become the youngest current world champion in the sport. Going to be a good one, as Jesse Bam Rodriguez tries to become San Antonio's first 2-division world champ. But like we mentioned, whomever comes out victorious on that one will become boxing's youngest world champion yet again. Bam Rodriguez held that distinction when he defeated Carlos Cuadras back in Phoenix last February, vacating that title in October. He could regain that honor with a win here, or Cristian Gonzalez, who will be turning 24 on May the 6th, would automatically become boxing's youngest world champion. So we have Rodriguez and Gonzalez in the main event. We're talking to Eddie Hearn here. Eddie, the Fight Day 5K coming to North America. How about that? Okay.
No excuses.
Hey,
okay.
I got to alter my taco tour plans.
No, you'll be there. Listen,
be
the
there.
pace doesn't matter. I say that because mine have been very slow lately. So these things have been very successful for us in the UK. It's just a great feeling around the town, around the city on Fight Day. So every young amateur fighter should be here. Our fighters are going to be here as well, taking part. So Fight Day 5K, San Antonio, ahead of, honestly, top to bottom, one of the best cards of the year, one of the best cards we've put on in America. It's going to be tremendous on Saturday.
You mentioned 2 possibilities ahead of it. And I hate to look ahead. Obviously, the fighters need to take care of business Saturday. But with Akhmadaliev, Tapales, you mentioned the possibility of the winner of Fulton, Inoue, How realistic could that be by the end of the
Absolutely,
year?
100% natural. I mean, look, we know that Inoue wants to become undisputed at 122 pounds. Akhmadaliev is the unified champion at 122. Inoue, Fulton, which is going to be delayed a couple of months. Tremendous matchup. Everybody's made it clear the winner of that fight straight in with the winner of this fight to become undisputed. And this is the kind of fight for Akhmadaliev that I really believe you're going to see the best of him. He's a special, special talent, and Tapales is going to bring all the action. Super tough. He can punch. He doesn't stop coming forward, and I think it's going to be a tremendous fight.
What's the ceiling at 112 looking like? Obviously, you announced the signing of Sonny Edwards there. It's all there to unify, but what's realistic as far as 112 goes for 2023?
Honestly, the only thing I want at 112 is undisputed. And, you know, speaking to Jesse Rodriguez and Robert Garcia this morning, there's been a lot of backwards and forwards. Oh, it didn't sound like he wants it. 100% they want to fight Sonny Edwards if they get through on Saturday night. They want to move immediately into unification matchups. Julio Cesar Martinez will fight in Guadalajara on May 6th. I would like him to fight Dalakian, who is the WBA champion, next. And the winners fight the winners. We get one champion. It's one of the best weight classes in boxing right now, and has been bubbling around, of course, for years with Chocolatito and Estrada, but we have so many great fighters there. And for me, you know, Sonny Edwards, who will fight in June, July, if he doesn't unify, but I am not focused at all on anything else for Sonny Edwards than a straight unification next. And I know that Jesse Rodriguez and Robert Garcia will take that fight, and if they get through on Saturday, I believe that's next.
You don't think anything stands in the way for Jesse and Robert Garcia in terms of bumping back up to 115 for Gallo?
Because they gave up that belt. Okay. You know, they didn't have to come down and fight here. They came down to flyweight to become undisputed. They wanted to win all the belts at flyweight, and then they want to move up. Don't forget, Bam's brother is also up at 115 pounds. So they want to win every belt in the flyweight division. And to do that, you have to get through Sonny, you have to get through Julio Cesar Martinez. But for me, like in a boxing sense, Sonny Edwards against Jesse Rodriguez is a pound-for-pound great matchup. And that is 100% what we want to do.
Sonny Edwards is waiting. Bam Rodriguez is going to try and take care of his end of the bargain, and in the process become a two-division world champ this Saturday night against Cristian Gonzalez. Eddie, thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow at the weigh-in. We'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central here in San Antonio. Thanks for joining us along all our Matchroom channels. For our entire crew, I'm Justin Shackle. We'll talk to you tomorrow in Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.